My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
All right, today is August 14, 2026. It is 3:27 a.m. All right, so there's a lot to share with you. Let's go on X, because if I stay scrolling through Twitter, I just put this on my list. If I keep on scrolling through Twitter, my list will be too long for me to cover. All right, this I posted on my community board. Okay, the same sentiment that I had regarding Martha Stewart, that's the same sentiment that I have for this guy. I have no idea who he is. I don't know where people are coming out of the woodwork saying nonsense about the Sussexes. I don't know. I truly feel like some people, okay, I do not know, but this is my feeling. Some people who made it big, even though they had talent, okay, talent you will envy for. They could sing, they could dance, they could cook, they could do all those amazing things. But for some reason, to get to the population, the people's TVs, radios, in the comfort of their home. So when they come from work, you could watch them on TV, or you could hear them in the radio while you're driving. Anything that will get you, like the bridge to connect you with the people, which is mainstream media, the radios and whatnot. It seems like these talented people, some of them sold their soul to get that connection. And then now it's like they had to give something, despite that they have the skills. It's like they had to make some sort of a pact or honor or something, give something, okay, despite their skills, in order for them to get the spot or the few minutes of fame. I don't know. It's similar to that guy. I forgot his name. I think he's dating what's this? He's the brother of, oh my god, let me go look for his picture. All right, I was thinking of Matthew Lawrence. Okay, him. There was an interview that he did. I don't think I have it, where he said it's like they wanted something from him so he could make it bigger. He's actually the show that I used to watch him. I used to like him. I thought he was good. Okay, even though it was a sitcom or whatnot, you could see certain people when they're on TV, they have it. They have the it factor. So he was one of those people. And then out of nowhere, I didn't see him at all. It was until recently, maybe 2 years ago, when I realized he's dating Chili. Okay, and I started seeing some old videos about him. There was an interview that he did where he said something like, I'm paraphrasing, like in Hollywood, they wanted him to do something in return to make it big, and he didn't do it. So I think this is something like that I'm talking about with some other people, random people. I don't know if this guy did it. I don't even know who the hell he is. So now that some of these people who made it big, and I guess he didn't make it that big because I have no idea who he is. Now they want something in return. The machine, the system, want them to do the dirty work for them, and they're coming out of nowhere to speak nonsense. Okay, so that's all. Let me read this. Ricky Wilson. Okay, let me look it up. Who the hell is? Oh, he explained. Frontman of Ricky Wilson, frontman of UK band the Kaiser Chiefs, having met Prince Harry a few times now, claims to be an expert on whether he is genuine. He states that he doesn't know if Prince Harry is down to earth or pretending to be. It's bad enough when the vags and haters continually question both Harry and Meghan on everything they do and say, but when a quasi-celebrity jump on the bandwagon in order to promote their own agenda, is he having something coming out? Okay. It infuriates me. If Prince Harry is not genuinely down to earth, then I must say he's put on a brilliant act for the last 40 plus years, as his character is the same as it's always been. I mean, when people are in public, okay, you have to show some sort of a respect to anybody. It doesn't matter who. Some people have that, where they show respect to anybody that they meet, whether they like you or not. And once they go back to their regular life. So whether or not Harry is genuine or not, did he show you any respect in public? That's what I will look into. Did he show you any respect? Unlike his other brother, when you look at him when he's in public dealing with his wife, is a different, he doesn't distinguish between public and private. He disrespects his wife in public. I will assume he does worse in private. So whatever he's saying, whether it's genuine, so at least I could say, based on his thought of Harry, at least Harry show him respect in public. He's not your buddy. Does he hang out with you? When he has an issue or whatever, is he one of those people he calls sometime to just talk randomly? I don't think so. So if you meet him in public and he show respect, so he's doing his job. He's a decent man showing respect. All right. A genuine down-to-earth person who, despite his birthright, holds no airs and graces. Focus on your own character, Ricky, and butt out of Prince Harry's. Let's see here. That's me here. When life is treating some people right, they can't stand being in peace. So they're waving to karma to come for them. I don't know who he is. I will not be surprised to read some crazy shit later about him. Some people don't know peace. Yeah, that's what I think. He's living his life. He doesn't have any problem. Maybe bills or whatnot. But he's content with whatever he has. But out of nowhere, he's too content. Life is treating him too well. So he's calling karma, do something to me or something like that. Not me, but this guy. Oh my God. Probably has a new record coming out or a tour and doesn't want people to forget him, whoever he is. LOL, you're right. I don't know. Let's leave him alone. Next tweet. Did they ask him question or he just bring it out randomly? Alright, next tweet. Okay. On point 100%. Alright. So I guess this one is talking about the Martha situation. Almost 2 minutes.
Did you see Martha Stewart's commentary around Meghan Markle? And she was under fire online because she was saying that Meghan Markle's pivot into cooking and home entertainment just was unnecessary.
I did see that, but I wasn't understanding why Martha Stewart even felt the need to make a comment. She was interviewed in People magazine and she felt the need, I think, to, what they say, what's that phrase they use, throw some shade on.
Yeah, she was throwing shade at her and
Meghan.
Being a little gatekeepy too is kind of how I was like, oh, so this is just what you do and you're only allowed to do it.
So, well, we know she's not the only one allowed to do it, and lifestyle living and many lifestyle shows as well as cooking shows and how to be able to make your environment better, just in terms of your living space, is a very popular trend in our country today. I think Meghan Markle really chose to be able to do this. And this wasn't the first time that she actually stepped into this.
That's arena. Right. She's been doing this for a long time.
Yes.
Even like pre being an actress.
Right. When she was, early on in her career. So Martha's comment almost sounded a little bit envious.
Yeah, she's hitting. Her specific comment was, if you're an actress it's hard to then transition to a princess, and then from a princess into a homemaking guru on a television show. It doesn't sort of follow. And I'm like, look, we are here for the multi hyphenates, and you can do anything that you want to do. And that has been your trajectory too, Martha Stewart.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, Wall Street person, model, then homemake. I mean, like, ma'am.
I would like to hear more about the other lady she was interviewing. Okay, thank you. I don't know. I think it's these groups of people who's talking ill about the Sussexes. There's some connection with all those people in the UK. It's just now they're coming out. Okay, their nonsense did not work in the UK. All right, and then with the government we have, this is why I keep on saying there's a connection with the UK and the US. They go hands in hand. So now with the government that we have, who's literally selling off the system of the United States, breaking it from the inside, which I'm not surprised. I've been documenting and sharing with you my thought if you've been listening to some of my crazy podcasts. Okay, so you should not be surprised about that. So their system, their tactic in the UK did not work. So they're transferring it in the US and with the same group of people who have their connection. So they say, okay, carry it over here. Now the government that we have over here, you know, they as corrupt as anybody. So they feel like they could get away with it. Now the thing is up to the people. Okay, I'm not talking about the Sussex squads in the US. No. We are part of the system, but everybody else, with everything that's going on in the US, it is up to the people to make the change. All those elections that keeps on happening around the country, okay, it is up to the people to come together and say, the direction of the country, I don't like it. We need to make a change. And this is why Harry was saying this was much bigger than them. I'm pretty sure Harry in particular is not surprised by that. Okay? Meghan, on the other hand, after what she went to the UK, and she's probably starting to understand, oh, the same thing from the UK is over here. So she's probably fully aware of it. And I think she said she's not even on most social media. The only one that I'm aware of are the two accounts she has on IG. Her business and her personal account. Okay? And she treat them separately. Okay? Her business and her, occasionally she share things that she's doing with her family here and there. So Harry is fully aware of this, what's going on in the US. Okay? I don't think Harry is surprised by it. Maybe Meghan might start to be surprised, but understand it. So Harry let us know. This is much bigger than just them.
When I lost my mum 23 years ago, you took me under your wing. You looked out for me for so long, but the media is a powerful force. And my hope is one day our collective support for each other can be more powerful, because this is so much bigger than just us.
Okay? Keep that in mind. That speech that he did when he left the UK at the Centre Bally. Maybe at one point, maybe I'll put it out again for some of you to remind you. Harry let us know. All right? So the system that it's connected globally. This is why I keep on saying. And each and every countries, your respective countries, not just the US, there is a version of MAGAs in your respective countries. So people needs to be alert when they show themselves to not put them in office. Okay, you give them one chance and then you'll see the connection with them with the United States. So now the US is like up front, up in center, on the pedestal that I keep on saying. And then each country is that allowed when they go vote, they vote for the same type of mindset people. Okay, there will be a connection again with the US. Okay, they will be connected with the US. So if you look at the last election that happened in Canada, I didn't follow it fully, but when I look at the result of it, some squaddies from Canada were talking about it, and I went, my typical thing, look at the numbers and whatnot. It was very close with the MAGA type of people that were running for whatever in the last Canadian election. And I was like, people better be careful. Better be careful, because if you see the disaster that's going on in the US, okay, that version in the United States can be replicated in your country, because these people come to destroy and conquer for a certain group of people. To even funnier this year, watching the royal commentators lose their shit because Meghan went to the UK, nobody saw her, and she trolled them with an IG post. All right, let's see here, 34 seconds.
Oh, come on, Richard. That's only because the paparazzi aren't interested in trailing Sophie of Wessex around, because it doesn't sell newspapers, and you know as well as I do.
That's when she mentioned Ford Fiesta. Okay, let's continue. I'm sorry.
You can't say Meghan compared to Sophie. It's not. It's like comparing a Ford Fiesta with a Lamborghini. I mean, the two, forgive me, Sophie's a good egg. And you know, the royal family needs, you know, good, hard-working, loyal people. But Meghan has star quality, which is why we keep talking about her, and we keep coming back to Meghan, because let's face it, we'll miss her a bit.
This is where Ford Fiesta came about, okay, for those who probably don't know. Oh, there's more. Okay, don't forget this one. Maureen misses the Sussexes. All right, 45 seconds. The squad are bringing. This is why they don't like the squad. The squad don't forget, and they kept receipts.
That, Rebecca. Richard, did you ever believe this was a temporary move as billed?
No, but I think I sort of hoped it would be, and I think lots of us did. You know,
Are you missing them?
Well, yeah, I am really. I'm sad.
Yeah.
I'm sad
Yeah.
that they've left us, and you know, we all feel a bit like sort of spurned boyfriends or girlfriends.
I
you
don't.
know.
I did, yeah.
And from what I hear, that you know, they do seem to be happy. You know, that Harry is enjoying his new life out there.
Well, the weather's nice.
They've
It's a big house.
They've got a lot to look forward to. He's going to be
Yeah.
extremely busy with all his different projects with Netflix and Spotify and all of this. And I think, from what I hear, he's embracing it, the life.
As far as everyone's concerned, you know, it's over.
That, Rebecca. Richard, did you ever believe?
It's over. She cut it to that. There's another one. Oh my God, this one is almost 2 minutes. Okay, another good laugh for Throwback Thursday. Credit. Okay, so this person here. Almost 2 minutes. The squad or something.
Prince William, Bubba has been talking about how beneficial these private entities getting into space exploration is, and how it's going to help all space exploration going forward. Prince William is going to slam the space tourism deal, and you're not going to like it. I just want to tell you that.
Well, there were people saying the same thing about the Wright brothers, Rick. So, you know, it just, again, you know, we repeat foolishness if we don't know better.
Well, I would say if you're a member of the royal family with your expensive mascots, I would think on this topic, I would let somebody else handle it.
Yeah, if you're talking about wasting money on Earth,
yeah, right.
If I was a royal family, I would just sit and be seated and quiet.
I would say we have a great gig. Let's hope no one sheds any light on it.
And if you look at some of the money that him and his wife are getting right now for doing nothing, you would also go, you know, this is probably, of all people on planet Earth, Prince William, you are probably the worst person to say this.
All right, so here it is. Here's Prince William.
You know, we are seeing a rise in climate anxiety. You know, young people now are growing up where their futures are basically being threatened the whole time. It's very unnerving, and it's very, you know, anxiety making. We need some of the world's greatest brains and minds fixed on trying to repair this planet, not trying to find the next place to go and live.
So, you know, I would ask him too.
They did.
For a bunch whose family hadn't worked in, I don't know, 800 years, you know, and live like kings. But anyway.
Literally.
Exactly, is it? These are not squaddies, okay? I never seen this video, but it's kind of funny though. At Richard Aiden, there's the laugh. Yeah, now I understand why you and Salvine make up lies about Meghan. You're so right. That should be shared daily. There's the laugh. We lament all the time why they won't just stop talking about Meghan, and Tessa admits they can't. Meghan has star quality, the rest don't. that's an ad. All right, so let's move on. Oh my God, the squad have receipt. I was trying not to stop it and interfere it, so I let it completely. All right, next tweet. The bullying report will never see the light of day because it shows that William, Kate, and Charles are the actual bullies. But then everyone has always known that. All right, Eden, why didn't Duchess Megan demand the release of the palace bullying report? That's what I'm saying. When that first came out, and I was like, she should ask for it to be made public, because the way they went about it, they were the royal family and the royal rat, their mouthpieces, stood at the rooftop just screaming, Meghan is a bully, whichever way they feel like it fits with their narrative. But the key aspect was Meghan is a bully. Now, after they did the the investigation, they kept it quiet, saying they're not gonna make it public. I agree with Eden. She should have requested to be made public. Why? Because now when she no longer there, okay, at some point, everybody's gonna go. Okay, everybody's gonna die. When she's no longer here to defend herself, the same way Princess Diana is not here to defend herself, you see her older son is talking shit about her, saying she's paranoid.
I would like to thank Lord Dyson and his team for the report. It is welcome that the BBC accepts Lord Dyson's findings in full, which are extremely concerning. It is my view that the deceitful way the interview was obtained substantially influenced what my mother said. The interview was a major contribution to making my parents' relationship worse and has since hurt countless others. It brings indescribable sadness to know that the BBC's failures contributed significantly to her fear, paranoia, and isolation that I remember from those final years with her.
Okay, they will do the same thing. They will revive the result of the investigation and claim whatever they want to claim. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, the queen who died, 2-3 years ago, is talking more than when she was alive. Okay, they come up with some BS nonstop. I'm telling you, Meghan should have made this public, as requested to be made public. I agree with Eden right now. Why didn't Duchess Meghan demand the release of the palace's bullying report? All right, let's see. Meghan's lawyer requested the bullying report several times, but the palace refused. Ah, I didn't know that. Now, Rod and Eden is pretending that they did not. Anybody else finding this revisiting of ancient Sussex history strange? Something's up. What is going on here? Meghan Markle demands to see evidence after palace hires outside lawyers to probe bullying claim. I thought one of the things that or maybe it was just me thinking that way. Maybe she has a copy of the report. I don't know. Why palace never released finding of Meghan's bullying probe? Hint, it involves Andrew. Oh, okay. All right, worthless at Richard Eden damn well knows he ends but as a diabolically twisted, wickedly crude man, he is feigning ignorance as usual. They know what they're doing. Spreading propagandist lies. Maureen, nothing stopping you or your ilk from demanding that royal family, King Charles III and Kensington Royal William released the report. Exactly. Plus, they, in my opinion, encourage the staffers to do anything to make it more difficult for Harry and Meghan, mostly to find sure footing as new royal. They didn't want her to succeed. They wanted her gone and Harry to stay. Absolutely. All stemming from jealousy. Oh my God. Did you have a look at Kate smiling? So false, so cold, so unhappy. I always wonder if that wasn't a jealousy on Kate's side. Did she think that Harry will never meet love of his life? Was he supposed to be her and only her forever? Oh yes, it was clear that Kate had a secret crush on Harry. That's why she behaved like a jilted ex. Then Duchess Meghan requested at some point, but they told her no. Oh yes, I recall this being the case. I suspected they abandoned the idea, realizing the proof would show who the real bullies are. I mean, we already know that if they're thinking about what's his name, Andrew, it's been reported calling people the N-word and whatnot. So whatever. But I think Meghan should have had a copy of it, request it, take it to court, as far as it can go. Because I think if it had gone to court, if Meghan threatened or say, I'm gonna take it to court for it to be released, okay, then they will say, okay, you don't need to take it to court. Here's the copy of it or something. I truly believe Megan should have done that extra step because they went on the rooftop. If I'm not mistaken, there's this, I may have that video. What's his name? He did something with Australia, but he went on and talking nonsense about Megan being a bully. I'll look for that video. If I have it, I'll put it here.
People who worked for Megan when she was in the royal family felt they had been bullied by her. And a senior member of staff, Jason Knauf, the communications secretary, actually sent a memo about this to his boss, to the private secretary, saying that, you know, people feel they're being bullied by Meghan and other people are under a lot of stress and some people have been driven out of the household and it's not a good situation. The fascinating thing about that is that none of this emerged for 2.5 years. It's not like Westminster where people can't keep a secret for 2 days.
Yeah.
They kept quite a few people knew this, and they kept a lid on it for 2.5 years, and then I learned about it, and it came out just before Harry and Meghan's interview with Oprah Winfrey, and that was deliberate. And I'm not ashamed, and the people involved are not ashamed of the fact that it was deliberate, because they felt, these people who've been bullied felt that she was controlling the narrative, that she was portraying herself as a victim, and they were saying, listen, actually there are other victims here too. And they knew that, well, certainly I knew, that if we waited until after Oprah to get this story out, it'd be just lost in all the noise. And also it would look like sour grapes. So if you wanted to have your voice heard, you have to have it heard before Oprah.
Yeah, okay. And will there be a way back for them?
I think it's very difficult. I think that relations might improve slowly. There appears to be some kind of willingness on part of Harry and Meghan, but you know, in terms of way back, they're not going to come back. They're going to live on the other side of the Atlantic for the foreseeable future, and not even if worse comes to worse, Harry and Meghan split up, which I don't wish them. I don't wish them any ill at all. I want them to be happy. But even if they split up, those children, Archie and Lilibet, they're going to stay in the United States. And Harry is going to be a loving dad. He's going to be great. He's a great dad, Harry. I think he's terrific with children. I've seen it myself. And he's going to want to stay wherever those kids are.
All right, next tweet. I really don't want anybody that's spiteful as a King, Prince William, caller, toxic British tabloid, and the haters love claiming that Harry and Meghan are hated in the UK. Yet when we do hear from ordinary citizens, it's quite the opposite. They all think William is spiteful and will make a terrible king. Notice how toxic tabloid always try to shut down the truth about spiteful Willie. This is the thing here. When you don't know who's behind the screen or who's saying the sources or whatnot, you will think they're talking about everybody. And for some American, I don't know if all of them are aware that tactic from the UK, where they, with the bots, they make a lot of noise with misinformation, thinking that it's whoever they want to make it believe is talking. So when you see the penning, let's say Haitian versus African American, it's bull. In my humble opinion, I think it's bull. Because I do not see African American will take their time to attack African American out of nowhere. Okay, this is the noise that they create. They're creating. Because they have issues with black people, so they plan anybody against anybody that they want. So it's the same tactic here that is being played here. But once you start listening or talking to ordinary people, it's a completely different narrative. Don't get me wrong, all right? There might be one or two or maybe several more where they pay them, okay? This is the thing where anybody should be very careful when they pay you to say or do something. You need to think, who are you hurting from getting the money to do that? What is the objective of the person who's paying you to say that? So there are people where they pay them to say certain thing and to make it seem like it's everybody. But anyway, let's listen to this Jeremy Vine. Let's bring it up.
Hi.
Hello.
Are you feeling sorry for Harry?
I am.
Right. So you're the first to say that, but it's good to hear from you. Tell us why.
Because I think ever since he was the third leg on the stool of his brother and girlfriend or wife, they were happy to do everything with him. As soon as he met someone else, I think his brother's very jealous of him. And it's changed completely since he married Catherine.
Okay, Marilyn, thank you very much. So
I
you think it's more on William's side?
He has more influence on his father than he should.
Okay. William, you mean, or Harry?
I really don't want anybody that spiteful as a king.
Okay, well, so now we're on William. Right. Whoa. Well, we don't necessarily need evidence to talk about things.
No, it would be nice.
Court of law. It would be nice, yeah. Well, there are books and stuff. Thank you, Marilyn.
This is why sometimes, I'm thinking back when I started doing videos about Harry and Meghan, when I didn't hear much coming from the UK, ordinary people standing up. I used to think it's the entire UK that feel the same way that I saw the paper were talking about. But more and more, especially now, I completely understand the distinction. Okay? A lot of Brits, are supporting Meghan. Alright, that's a GIF. This caller is on point, speaking the truth, and I'm glad she got her point across before the coward interrupted her and cut off the call. Alright, yep. He tried to muddy her message. Yep. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. Alright, this is Hello Magazine. I think that's the US. Okay. They abuse and bully her from the minute she stepped foot in the hall of their gilded cage. Every day they tell us awful names they used to call her behind her back before Netflix, Spare, or Oprah interview. Welcome her with open arms, my ass. Alright, so there's Hello Magazine. Find out what Prince Philip's nickname was for Meghan Markle when she was first introduced to the royals and the warning he gave Prince Harry. I'm telling you, these people are talking more. Those dead. Alright, the blunt two-word nickname Prince Philip gave Meghan Markle. Alright, Philip was a racist and a effing cheater too. Exactly. They keep digging up stories about the name's warning and hostility surrounding her from the very beginning. And then after all that, Meghan was somehow the one labeled the bully. Alright, before any Oprah interview, they delighted in letting the whole world know how they abuse her. Won every media platforms in Britain, gaslit her, and carry on their assault nearly 10 years on. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. Oops, my earphone almost fell. My headphone. Next tweet. Alright. Harry and William have never been friends to begin with. Harry has always been very popular because he's a genuine person. The thing that satisfied the incandescent one is that when Harry was a working royal, his moves could be monitored and his whereabouts known by William. Right? Well, he did apparently demand Harry shave for the wedding, pull rank, to which Harry replied he already obtained Queen Elizabeth II permission to keep it, a deep cause for grumbling. Okay, this is the thing. Harry knows these people. Even when he wanted to get married, okay, he made sure to isolate the queen, okay, from those bunch who probably will influence her to say no. So he made sure to isolate the queen before he asked the queen if he could marry Meghan. And the queen was like, why are you asking me? Something like that. All right, the same thing can be applied regarding the Invictus. He knows William will say no and probably go behind his back and take the idea from him. So Harry waited and went straight to the board members who have the say whether a project can go. And then once he got the green light, he mentioned it to Harry. Harry mentioned it to William. All right. So all of this, Harry knows these people. All right. But William now has his own beard. So all right in the brothers' world. Okay. I think William has always been aware of Harry's being stupid. No, it's the other way around. I think Harry knows. Okay. Harry knows William has always been stupid. If that was the case, how come William is not doing so wonderful? Let me answer that. All right, so this is what I wrote. It took me a while to find the link. All right, if that's the case, okay, I'm responding to this. I think William has always been aware of Harry being stupid. So there's me here. If that's the case, what has William done in the past years since Harry left? William keeps showing the world how stupid he really is. Meanwhile, Harry is doing the opposite. Travelers, one of Harry's creation, is worth $3 trillion. $3 trillion. All right, let's, this is the video. Let's listen.
Travelers will be in New York for Climate Week, celebrating our 5th anniversary. Since we launched in 2019, we have brought together 11 of the world's biggest and often competing travel and technology brands to work together on bringing sustainable tourism to the mainstream. Today, we are a $3 trillion coalition, guided by our independent advisory group of world-renowned sustainability academics and experts. We're really looking forward to being in New York with our founder, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, to celebrate everything that we have achieved together so far and sharing our vision for what's to come next.
All right, so she mentioned how much it's worth right now as part of coalition and its founder, which is Prince Harry. All right, these people are ridiculous. Let me block that. All right, let's move on. Next tweet. Okay, I saw this while I was looking for the Travelers video, so I decided to put it right after. Okay, Harry and Meghan don't need the royal links to succeed. This is what's really killing the leftovers. They wanted to be the gatekeepers. And I think they have tried. They have tried. But with those two brilliant minds, Harry and Meghan, they do their own thing. Okay, which in my opinion is what frightened the palace and doing it without being UK taxpayer funded. Harry's founding Invictus Games and Travelers. Oh, look at this. Meghan as ever with Love Meghan together with the Ultra production and philanthropies. All right, 1 minute and 35 seconds. Any comments? No, she blocked the comment. So let's listen to this.
I think commercially they need the royal family. I mean, yes, there is a school of thought that says their Hollywood adventures have not necessarily gone the way they planned, but Meghan's as ever range still hugely successful, still bringing out new products, whether it's a jam or a wine or a stick or whatever. You know, her show that she had on Netflix was Emmy nominated. She's doing really well, you know, in her brand and with what she does. Prince Harry, on the other hand, you know, furthering the companies he's working with, especially furthering the Invictus Games, and managing to do that without royal links. I mean, recently, Meghan was on MasterChef Australia, and the line that came out of that was her saying that, you know, just call me Meghan, it doesn't have to be Duchess. So I think that they don't necessarily need the royal links to further their careers. You know, Cookie Queens is coming out tomorrow. And that's something that Archwell Productions have been working on, really sweet, wholesome, you know, documentary. I don't really think they need the royal links to be able to do the things that they want to do. So for them, what will they gain? They'll gain the personal side. Hopefully they'll be in a situation where Harry can come to Britain if he feels he wants to. Meghan can come to Britain. The children can come to Britain. They can visit Princess Diana's grave. They can visit the King and Queen. They can visit with other relatives. I think that's something that they would really want.
That's the problem that the palace has. Okay, they wanted to be the gatekeeper. If Harry wants something, they wanted Harry to come and beg for it. Oh, you want this? Then you have to do that. So Harry doesn't have that lingering on top of his head. So this is what pisses them off. Because when you look at other people, like at the beginning of this video where I started talking about that particular guy, I don't even remember his name, where I went talk about that other actor, something Lawrence, okay? Where they probably wanted him to do something. There's a interview that he did and he said something in that nature. So he didn't do that. So you don't see him doing major blockbuster movies because he didn't give up his dignity. So some people, that's how they move around the world. They want to make it big for everybody to look at them and whatnot. Hey, you have to do something. And there's that thing they hold on top of their head. Okay? If you don't do this for me, then you're not gonna get that. So Harry and Meghan don't have anything lingering on top of their head. So the palace is pissed off because right now they could have easily wanted them to use them because they're not as popular. I'm talking about the royal family. Everywhere they go is negative, negative. Well, to well-minded people, when they see some stuff coming out of the royal family, it's negative. But for the derangers, hey, everything is perfectly normal to them. But the palace, no. The group of people that they try to attract to get on their side is not buying their BS. So they want Harry and Meghan to occupy that space for them. But Harry and Meghan are doing their own thing. Harry and Meghan already occupied that space for themselves. So they want that for them. So this is why you're hearing the negative things non-stop about them. You have to understand the game that they've been playing. All right, so that's that. Let's do a prayer. I have more, but I'm past 30 minutes. Prayer, I don't know, for help. I don't know. That's what came to mind. Is there a prayer here? Okay, so the first one. Dear God, I need your help right now. I feel weak and overwhelmed by my current struggles. Please grant me your peace to calm my heart, your strength to keep going, and your wisdom to see the next right step. Remind me that I am not alone. Amen. All right, so that is it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Oh, this one just made public. All right, so that's it. Thanks for watching. Oh, the next tweet, because I have a long list. It's just that I talked too much on the first one. I didn't put all in one. All right, so we're gonna start with this video or tweet. All right, so that's it. Thanks for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.